My name is Pauli Hagenauer, and by chance my family comes from Salzburg, and they used to be the landlord of Mozart. I'm a restorer, and I found a shop here in the center of Vienna. And the funny thing is that just 20 meters away from me is the Figaro house from Mozart, so there's a kind of relation here. By chance I found a picture of the Blutstraße, the Blutgasse here, where the Figaro house is. It's from the 50s, I think, and it shows the Figaro house before it was restored, and it's full of snow. When I found out that I'm in the street where the Figaro house is, I thought this is really a funny coincidence and maybe a sign. As far as I know from family oral history, the family had been quite close friends to the Mozart, and because he wrote all the letters during traveling to his landlord and his wife. And the kids of Leopold Mozart and the kids of Johann Lorenz had been quite close friends, especially Dominikus Hagenauer. Wolfgang heard that Dominikus was becoming a priest and going in the monastery. He started very much to cry because he was afraid that he would never see his very good friend again. And he composed for him a Holy Mass, Dominikus Messe it's called. If you have some connection with the person who is related to the things you own, I think you have a special relation to that things. Like, for example, the walking stick of your grandfather means much more to you than the walking stick from somebody else. I have also this portrait, which is made from Linda in 1782. He was quite a famous portrait painter, also working in Vienna at that time. And it said it's Mozart. And it just had been restored because it was a little bit burning in my apartment. Nobody knows how it looked like, but if you compare this to the Della Croce, it looks very, very similar. Yeah, it's so similar that probably it's him. Yeah. So I got also here a very interesting print. By chance, I'm here 200 meters away from the Figaro house where Mozart lived in Vienna, and here is a pre-print. The first time when they were making the concert Le Nozze di Figaro. I would say the most interesting things I found, they're coming from the Figaro house by itself, because they had to replace, for example, the floor, or they replace windows because they were changing the house for lots of tourists, and they had some problems with the fire police to make it safe for everybody. So they had to change some of the parts if wood was very rotten or other things. I have here some banisters from the Figaro house, quite old. Some are Baroque, and they had to change it. I don't know why. Maybe they were rotten or whatever. But they're unique. Mozart touched it. Over there you see some of the floorboards. I think I still have 8 of them. They're leaning here in the corner, and the original they are from the Figaro house. They had to replace it because they were, as you see, very rotten with old worm and whatever. But it's already restored. And I already sent 2 of those to an American collector. He is a Mozart freak, and he wanted to make a table out of it or whatever. And if you want to, I can cut you off a little piece, and you can go to the auction house and ask how much it's worth, or maybe it's rubbish, I don't know, but for me it means very much.
My name's Huw Rees. I'm from Fraser's Autographs here in the Strand in London. But I'd like to think we're probably the world's best dealer in memorabilia and signed documents and autographs. We're certainly the biggest in Europe. And we sell things such as musical manuscripts, anything signed by famous people, essentially for collectors and also for investors and just interested parties. Yeah, the price of Mozart-related material has shot up dramatically over the last few decades. Specifically in the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years, we've seen things reaching huge prices at auction. And not only Mozart, other people as well, famous composers, famous musicians, famous film stars even, Marilyn Monroe, you could say, James Dean, these people who died relatively young, as Mozart did obviously, and a lot of this stuff has been destroyed, hence the supply has diminished. Okay, so here we have, this is a songbook, so it's a collection of works by Franz Joseph Haydn, so he was a contemporary obviously of Mozart, but importantly it's been signed by him on the front. And then the actual songbook itself is intact. For something like this, you're talking about the region of £20,000. So this here is nice because it's being cut off. It's in good condition, and it's manageable. You know, you don't want to be walking around with 2 planks of wood all the time. The thing with this piece of wood, and that's essentially what it is. It's a piece of wood. However, because it's come through Hagenauer, and on checking the provenance and where it's come from, that is imperative in valuing something like this. Okay, now it comes to the part where we have to come up with a value for this. If I was going to be putting a value on this, I would value it at around about £2,000. I think Pauli is sitting on a nice bit of retirement money there, should he require it.